Hello there! We now have the two most powerful AI models for game development. I'm talking about GPT 5.6 and Claude Fable 5. So I built a base game with another AI tool and then tried to upgrade it with both GPT 5.6 and Claude Fable 5. We're gonna see which did a better job. In this video, we are building Tidefall, a 3D RPG set in a glowing city at the bottom of the ocean. You have to talk to different villagers or NPCs, complete different quests, and earn your place in the village. Firstly, we'll generate the base game in CodeWisp, an AI that creates games from just text prompts, and then we'll give this exact same game with the exact same prompt to both GPT 5.6 on the one side and Fable 5 on the other side, so we'll compare which one does a better job at improving this game. Let's get started right away. Okay, so here is CodeWisp. As you can see, it has already been used to create thousands of games and also has a community of developers and players that create, share, and play games made by the community, so it's actually very good. First of all, I'm pasting the prompt, that is gonna be the one that will create the game, and also I can attach a reference images, so I'm attaching these two images. Then, okay, you can select the quality. I recommend that you go with best quality, of course, and just click on generate. And well, after waiting for a few minutes, here we have the game that, as you can see from the very beginning, like it looks very awesome. I can maximize the game with this button over here, and let's hit play. Okay, the village like looks very awesome, literally like as if I was under the ocean. Okay, and we have different quests to complete. Okay, so I believe that we firstly have to talk to this NPC probably, and it told me that I have to take this pearl. Okay, and now I have to light a lantern, so let's try to find it. But as you can see, like all the aesthetic looks very good. So let's see, where are these lanterns here? Oh yeah, here it is. Here we have another one. Okay, so yeah, I think we have to do exactly this, but in all lanterns. And now I have to come back to this guy, I believe. Perfect. Okay, and well, so you can see we have to start completing different quests. Okay, oh, we don't have enemies. Okay. Different quests, okay, that the NPCs give us, okay, to basically, well, start like gaining some reputation in the different clans that, well, we have in this village. Okay, but you can see, like, it looks very good, like, to start off. So, what I can do now is click on export and download the source code with this button, because, well, we actually have it right here, right? Like, it's very amazing. And we also have another tab like for different assets that we could generate, such as images, sounds, and music tracks. Or also, okay, CodeWisp also has a built-in chat over here that allows you to describe any change, any fix that you want. It's gonna be able to do it right here. So, okay, here I have the source codes, and I just have like two copies of the source code, one that I'm gonna be giving Fable and another one for GPT. Okay, so here I am in Codex. I'm gonna be using 5.6 Sol in high, and this prompt that will just say, okay, make the game better. I will also some specific stuff that I want these AIs to be adding, for example, combat, boss fight, cinematics, polish pass, etc. And just so that you understand these models of OpenAI, Sol is the most capable out of the three, followed by Terra, and the least capable is called Luna. So we have Sol with the highest capability, then Terra, then Luna. So Sol, let's say, is equivalent to Fable in Claude, Terra to Sonnet, etc. So let's basically send this prompt, and in Claude the same thing, Fable 5. I'm gonna be setting this in high as well. Remember, Sol high, Fable high as well. So well, let's wait and see. So let's see how these models are currently working. GPT has been working for something like 15 minutes already, and it actually like creates a step-by-step plan of the different things that it wants to do. So very good. And suppose it's also like using the browser that it has like in the background to verify all these changes, which I suppose that Fable should also be doing, as you can see over here. And well, it's also been working for something like 15 minutes. Okay, and after something like 25 minutes, GPT finished. And well, this is what we have. As you can see, we even have like a loading screen. And it's actually taking a few seconds to load. So let's see. Okay, I have here what CodeWisp has created. Like the main menu is, I believe, very similar. I see that GPT, well, that has maybe different models, different lining, but overall, let's say it's kind of similar. So let's hit play, and yeah, the lining and all that looks better. Like take a look at the glow that the character has. But well, I believe the first quest is relatively similar, so we had to take these, and well, yes, indeed, start lining the different lanterns. And okay, here we have the enemies that, as you can see, are also like different to what we had in CodeWisp. And well, also Claude finished. It did take a little bit more time. I think it was something like 45 minutes. So I'm just gonna open it up in a brand new tab, which is also like taking its time to load. But well, take a look at the main menu. Like this is CodeWiz, this is GPT 5.6, and this is Fable. I think that we could all agree that the one that looks the best is the one from Fable. So okay, let's click dive in. Oh, okay. Yep, looks way cleaner. And also some things that that I wanna mention is that here in GPT, as you can see, I left click and I cannot attack. I don't know why it's broken, but here in Claude it works, and I have like the camera that I can move with the mouse. And here in GPT, I don't have that. Like the camera moves with, let's say, the player itself, so it doesn't move freely. And in CodeWiz, well, basically, like we have but in CodeWiz we did have like the free look option, and the attack did work here more or less. But like GPT here completely like broke that part. But well, here we are, yes, and like the city and all that looks like way more polished. And the UI itself, take a look at the UI, like, oof. Okay, yeah, looks way better for me. So let's take this light once again. Okay, here I've lighted like all the lanterns that it told me. I have to go ahead and complete this. But yeah, like take a look at the UI and the environments and all that. Whoa, take a look at this dialogue UI, and let's compare it to what we have in others. Like here, GPT completely broken. Also in CodeWiz, I think it was broken, but GPT didn't even bother like in fixing it. Literally, it's the exact same thing. Wow. Okay, so yeah, take the job. Yeah, like it's way cleaner, you know, like way more independent Fable, I believe. Okay, and take a look at this. This is like the cinematic. Oh, come on, man, but it broke. Okay, here it is, the cinematic again. Okay, but take a look at this. It is amazing. Wow. I believe this is a cinematic that, well, we have now, and we have to now defeat this kind of boss. Okay, that's amazing. Sorry, when I actually like have defeated the boss. But yeah, I don't know why there's like a lot of not lag, but like it's not very optimized, neither of them. But anyway, like I think that Fable is able to work like way more autonomously. You don't have to guide it that much, okay? And here with GPT, well, there are some errors. Like once again, I cannot attack for some reason, so it didn't even like validate this. That's why I believe it was faster than Fable. But anyway, okay, let's now take a look at the costs. So here supposedly GPT costs something like $11 in terms of API pricing. Then in terms of the subscription usage, it was just maybe 5% of the weekly limit. It wasn't that much, but I am part of the $100 plan. That's something that you have to know. And in Claude, I'm part of the $200 subscription. So here with slash usage, I can know how much I've actually spent on this session, which was, well, 4 times more expensive. But also I think the result was 4 times better. Like there were no important errors, no big issues in general. So once again, you can get way faster to the final result. Like, I don't know, even if here GPT actually follow my instructions to, for example, add this cinematic for the final ceremony. I haven't really seen it, so let's try to see if there's actually a cinematic. Oh no, but this is the Claude game, so let me go over here and let's open up the GPT game and see if there is actually that cinematic, because the cinematic that Fable created was very good. Like it lagged at a moment, but overall it was better. Oh, sorry, not better, but it was good. Okay, and here we also have a cinematic, so let's see it. So it also crashed at a second. Okay, we do have a cinematic, but I don't know, it didn't tell me anything really. So it's not bad, but once again, what Fable did, I think, is literally 4 times better or even more, and that's why it also costs 4 times more. So I think that at the end it's a matter of costs, okay, and whether you wanna achieve your results faster at a higher cost, or you prefer to maybe spend more time giving instructions, going back and forth, but being cheaper at the end of the day. But well, me personally, nowadays I prefer way more to invest a little bit more money in subscriptions and all that, and be able to have way better results and faster. Because once again, both models are quite expensive right now. So I think that at least for me, for my testing, Fable is still, I wouldn't say way better than GPT 5.6 sold, but definitely has, I would say, at least 50% more power, at least from my experience and for the usage, okay, that I'm currently having for them. So well, this is all for this video. If you wanna start trying out CodeWiz, You will have a link in the description down below. I think it's an amazing tool because it is pretty cost effective, because for as little as $15 a month, as you can see, you can get up to 25 game creations, so mostly one game daily you can create with this. So it's very cool. You also have like a complete community of people creating and playing games, so it's completely different of course from a ChatGPT or Claude subscription, but I think it's still worth having and using if you are, let's say, a more casual developer. So once again, link in the for this tool in the description, and see you in the next one.